always comes from people close to you. And it's always the people like you've never expected, which is crazy. Like, let's say like you have someone in a group, you'll probably be looking at somebody like, I can see that person betraying me. But then the person that betrays you is like the one that looked the most innocent in the beginning. Happy Sunday. What's up, Judy? That's the exact faces we be making. Oh no. A lot of times when like I be like unmasking people, like I don't want to believe it. Like I would hope I am wrong, but 90% of the time I'm not. Like damn. Happy Sunday, guys. YouTube bro call. Got someone in the future. Happy Monday. Love and light. Peace and tranquility, Bania. Do you still answer chat questions? It depends. King, appreciate the follow. 6:49 a.m. in the Netherlands. Thank you for blessing the chat for the time being. But yeah, guys, today's chat, we're going to be talking a little bit about the gift of discernment. Some signs to know that you unlocked it. Once we hit 25K likes on TikTok, we will get started. Hopefully you guys are having a good day so far if it just started. And if you had a full day, hopefully you still had a good day. How do you deal with people who keep underestimating you and mistreating you for no reason? I kind of like the opposition. I'm not going to lie. When people are like counting you out, mistreating you, and you implement the things that we talk about, you'll always come out on top. So it's like you'll never get away from this stuff, but you'll learn how to alchemize the energy like better as time goes on. Judy, what's up? Welcome in from New Zealand. Oh no, it's Monday. I don't want to go to my evil job with my evil coworkers, but I made it to church. Amazing. And prayed up. Even more amazing. But yeah, when you go to your job, just kind of put that spiritual protection on yourself. Anytime I got to leave the house, I armor up. I'm not going out there with no armor. I'm not going out there, come back depressed, got a bunch of energy and demons on me that isn't even mine. One powerful thing you guys can do is just imagine like there's a force field around you. How do you armor up? Just like on this person on YouTube side said, you can pray, set your intention before going out. Most of my time I be in like a fasted state. Anytime I'm in a fasted state, people really don't be bothering me like that. I'm like celibate as well. That's another thing that keeps them away from me. Force fields. I don't know whose birthday it is, but happy birthday. I don't know if I missed it. Because I know you're not saying happy birthday to me. Oh, I see it. Sin, happy birthday. Everybody, happy birthday, Sin in the chat. What's up, Batgirl? Do you know Batman by any chance? But don't you get tired of always having the armor on? The things I do to keep the armor on, it's not things that makes me tired. It's actually things that give me energy. I don't get tired by being celibate. It actually gives me more energy. And all those other things to put you at peace will energize you. Maybe you're trying to ask me, do I ever get tired of always having to be on guard? Maybe. And if that's the question, I used to always feel like that. now I kind of just accepted that this is the life we chose. What's up, Truth Rises? Welcome in. Today's topic is the gift of discernment. Once we get to 25K likes on TikTok, we'll get started. Hopefully, you guys are going to get some clarity throughout this conversation and understand why you are seeing things that other people aren't seeing and why people are probably calling you crazy. In these chats, I always kind of I know I have 3 sets of people in here. There's the ones that are advanced, the ones that are just starting, and then we will get some energy vampires coming in here. But if you guys are just starting out, you're not crazy. You're just ahead of the game. You just got to learn not to talk about these things out loud, though. NPCs. Appreciate the heart, man. How do I find more people like us? Just stay in alignment. Eventually, they will come into your path. Until then, just keep coming online. The awakened souls be online. Felicia, I think that's your name. Thank you. But you talking about it out loud. 144,000. That's a frequency. I think some people think that's like the amount of us that's awakened, but that's a frequency you can tap into. You guys have chosen to tap into that frequency based on the trials and tribulations you went through throughout life. Many are called, few are chosen. A lot of people got that call. They're like, nope, not doing it. Because being the 144, you get targeted a lot. You get stalked, harassed, smear campaigns, lied on. It's a lot. I can't list all the things you're gonna go through, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Like, we're all walking this path together. Humiliation rituals. At least we had the awareness now. Now, stuff is never gonna stop, but at least you can put the knowledge and the words to it, and it makes it way more easier to deal with than beforehand. We were just getting jumped every day, and we didn't know what was going on. Now you can see these signs coming from a mile away, because when you're on this path, you are blessed with the gift of discernment. But yeah, guys, we have hit 25K likes. Welcome in, welcome in. I always want to start these chats by saying W's to everybody's in here. Everyone can just put W's down in the chat. If you guys have found me, that means you guys are doing the work. You guys are figuring these things out. And as I just said earlier, with figuring these things out, that means you guys have probably been going through a lot of BS, a lot of people lying on you, smear campaigns, all these different things. Just know you're not alone. That's why the name of my channel is called that. Someone on YouTube asked me, what does it stand for? I don't know if it says it on my YouTube, but yeah, YNA stands for You're Not Alone. But even though we are going through what we are going through, understand that we got blessed with certain things to make the journey a little bit easier for us. And we needed stuff like the gift of discernment to even the odds, because when you look at the state of the planet, the people like us, we are outnumbered severely. I think we can all agree in here that there's more demonic people, there's more narcissists than they are empaths, awakened souls. And because of that, we got to have something that's going to make us see what they are doing, because when it comes to these individuals, it's going to be a lot of lying, a lot of manipulation. And when you have the gift of discernment, you're going to be able to see through these things. But if you have the gift of discernment, guys, drop ones down in the chat. What's up, Michelle? What's up, Michelle? How are you? Prolific, appreciate the follow. Yeah, guys, shoot me a follow. I go live almost every single day. Also, if you have to leave, I do know it's late. I don't want to ruin your guys' sleeping schedule, or do I? But if you can't stick around, go ahead and subscribe to me on YouTube. This live will be uploaded later. Appreciate all the gifts. And I'm good, Michelle. Gwen and Navarre. That's a really cool name. Thank you for the follow. But yeah, guys, we're going to be breaking down the 6 signs that you have the gift of discernment. There's many more signs out there, but today we're going to focus on 6 of the common ones. And the first sign is going to be, you're going to be able to start seeing through the matrix. Who's aware that we're in a matrix? Drop ones in the chat. And I can barely see these pictures here, so if I don't put the right one, bear with me. Most of you guys should be putting ones in the chat. You guys don't just find me for no reason. As soon as I looked up, it was 11:11. But as soon as you start to wake up, you start to notice that what we are in, all this stuff is by design, and there's a system called the Matrix. And what the Matrix is a system put in place by the elites, people at the top, narcissists, warlocks that want control. And that matrix systems puts people in, pretty much it puts them under a program where they have to kind of go in a routine. And at one point you were in it, but maybe even from a young age, you probably always questioned it. But as soon as you start unlocking discernment and waking up more, you question it more and more and more until you stepped away from it. But what does the matrix tells people to do? Basically, the matrix is telling people like, hey, look, you're born. When you get to 18, you leave your parents' house, go get a job, or go to college, get a job, get that 401k, start a family, get that dog, house, car. And the majority of people in society is kind of operating under that program. And what a lot of people are discovering is the matrix is telling people to do these things. And some people get to the end of their life and they're not fulfilled. They're thinking to themselves like, man, I did everything the matrix told me, but they don't know it's a system telling them to do this. Hey, Fresh, thank you. You guys are starting out with a lot of gifts. Thank you, thank you. I really appreciate it. But these people think that it's their own thoughts. It's like an inception, and that's the scary part about it. The things that we talk about in these streams, NPCs, narcs, monitoring spirits, these are empty vessels that are being used, and they don't even know they're being used. If you guys went up to anyone and told them you're in a matrix, you're this and that, if anything, that will probably get them to start attacking you. Because when you have discernment, guys, you guys start to become a threat to whatever illusions out there, whatever toxic system is out there. And when you look at the matrix as a whole, it's just one big illusion. It's just one big toxic system. You don't even have to say out loud that this is a matrix, this is what's happening. When you have discernment, you're just going to start operating outside of it. Even if you're still going to that 9 to 5, even if you're still operating around people. We can play dumb. They probably work in the beginning, but eventually they're going to see that you're not like them. The NPCs are eventually going to sense something is different about you. A pattern you're going to notice a lot is a lot of these NPCs, they're going to love you in the beginning. But once they see that you're not a part of the matrix, that you're not a part of the Truman Show, these people will switch on you very fast. And it's actually kind of scary how fast these people will switch up on you. If you guys have experienced that, drop ones in the chat. When you guys probably was still in the matrix. And also know this too, the gift of discernment is like everyone has it. It's just levels to it. So even people in the matrix, they got like a form of discernment, but it's very weak because these illusions is kind of like stopping them from seeing the truth. But even you guys where you're currently at, if you're staying on the path every day, your discernment gets stronger and stronger and stronger. But when you were still in the matrix, it was easy operating around these people because you still thought like them. You were still doing the same things they were doing. But I always use like the Plato's Caves like allegory. If you guys don't know what the Plato Cave allegory is, it's basically you have a bunch of people in a cave, and then you're one of the people that decide to step out of the cave. And when you step out the cave, your discernment is showing you that there's a whole new world. And for a lot of you guys, that process was very like traumatizing. That process was very hard. Because on paper, it sounds like a very easy thing to do, an easy thing to experience. Like you just get up, you step out the cave, and you're like, oh, okay, we're outside the matrix. For a lot of us, that was not the experience. You start waking up to this stuff, at first, you start to have an identity crisis. Because you got to think, from a young age, you've been programmed, being programmed. By the time you were born, your parents raising you, you're watching the Matrix, all these different things. All of that stuff was keeping you under illusion. So if you're used to thinking one way for a large period of your life, and then out of nowhere, you just start thinking differently, you're going to start thinking you're crazy or like you're going insane. You're going to be going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Like, all right, am I seeing things correctly? Am I not? Am I seeing things correctly? Am I not? And one thing I'm going to say a lot throughout this stream, guys, is you can't gaslight your discernment. We were talking about this yesterday, but gaslighting your discernment, that can get you into a load of trouble. And that's what was happening in the beginning, because that program was fighting you from waking up and seeing reality for what it actually is. Some days you would be very comfortable in the things that you were seeing. Then the other days you'll go right back to, oh no, I'm crazy. Why am I thinking like this? For a lot of you guys had to get on social media and see that others are thinking like this for you guys to get comfortable in your beliefs. And that's a natural thing, because as human beings, we want to feel a belonging to other people. Plato's cave allegory, if we step outside that cave, we want other people to come out and see what we're seeing. And that's why a lot of us had a savior complex when we first woke up and unlocked discernment. But another thing you guys are going to find out is, if you're in the beginning, the advanced ones notice already, but your discernment is for you and you only. When your discernment first start activating and you start seeing through the matrix, you can't tell that to other people. Your savior complex is automatically going to think that, oh, I can wake up everybody. I'm going to save the world. I'm going to save my family, my friends, the dog, the mailman. And for a lot of you guys, you found out that you can't do that, because those people are running programs, and those programs are put in place to stop them from activating their own discernment. And what you saw happen was these people probably start spazzing out on you. They start turning on you. You start seeing you were dealing with like some enemies within these people. Some of you guys got jumped, and remember, when it comes to life, the lesson has to be painful for you to learn it. And some of you guys really didn't want to leave these people behind. So even though they kept showing you that that's a bad idea, you kept thinking to yourself, like, maybe if I say it a little bit differently, maybe if I keep trying. But what you saw is, when your discernment activates, it puts you on like a different frequency. And when you're on a different frequency, if people around you or places or environments isn't matching that frequency, those things are going to fall out of your life. So when it comes to this path, guys, you guys have to practice the law of detachment. I'm not saying unlock discernment, cut off everybody. But when you have discernment and you are on this path, you got to kind of be aware of how you operate with people around you. because everyone is a reflection of ourselves. You and your reality is based off your thoughts, frequency, and energy. And you got to realize that when you're unlocking discernment and you're thinking differently, you're becoming a different person. And because you're becoming a different person, the people around you are changing as well. Now, people can either evolve with you, come with you to that next level, or they can stay down there. And what I see happens a lot is people version shift into people that want to attack you now, call you crazy, try to pull you down. Now, that's not going to be everybody, but it's very rare where you'll meet somebody that no matter where you're at in life, they will be comfortable with you. Misery loves company. Sometimes some people only keep you around them because you make them feel good about their bad habits. You make them feel good that they're staying stagnant. For some people, you probably lost them because you fell out of doing the same things. When you start unlocking discernment and your knowledge starts going up and you see the world differently, maybe you no longer want to play video games. Maybe you no longer want to go out to parties. Maybe you no longer want to do these other kind of bad habits. Come to find out that it was only those habits that was keeping you with some people in your life. And that's going to throw off some of you guys because you're going to think that some of these people, they were there with you for like forever, like through whatever it was, because you knew on your end, that's how you were viewing these individuals. Come to find out, a lot of people are just running programs. They're not even aware of what they're doing. A lot of people only have you around for conditional reasons. And if that condition is no longer met, those people are going to kick you out of their lives. And it's not going to be so overt. It's not going to be like they're going to say, oh, I don't want to be in your life anymore. And that's where the confusion comes in, because now your frequency is pushing you away from that person. They're seeing that they don't no longer want to be with you, but this stuff isn't being communicated. So you start to get into like these weird encounters with these people where you're kind of forced to walk away from them. But another way to know your discernment is activating too is you guys just start seeing through the propaganda. This matrix probably tries to put propaganda on people to have them thinking a certain way. From basically, there's a lot of truth out there in society, but the matrix wants to distract people so they're not able to see what is actually out there. Take the news, for example. And I don't mean to offend anyone that is watching the news, but the news is just something that is there to lower your frequency. You notice when it comes to the news, they only talk about negative things and they only show you things that they want you to see to kind of keep everyone like in a hive mind and thinking the same way. When you have discernment, you're no longer in that hive mind way of thinking. And when you're watching the news and you're seeing all these things that society is trying to make you see and think, you're able to see through that. As soon as you see something, you're probably able to like look at it and be like, oh, that's not real. They're only doing this because of that. And once again, when that starts to happen, you're going to start feeling crazy because you can't tell that to other people. People that do watch the news, go and tell them like, hey, look, the news is just fear mongering. You can't watch it. You guys are surrounded by Agent Smith's empty vessels. People will defend stuff so much and not even knowing why they're defending it. The people that is falling for all this fear mongering, the news, this and that, you can literally tell these people, hey, don't watch the news, it's this and that. They'll start screaming at you, like, you think you're better than me? And they don't even know why they're fighting you. Because a lot of people, or no, people in general that's still within the matrix, they operate out of ego. And their ego is there to protect them from the truth. And when you have discernment and you are a seer, you're kind of like just naturally embodying the truth. So you just become very triggering to these individuals. And that's why I'm going to say throughout this stream, you got to kind of just learn to just see things and just keep it to yourself. When you guys got to that next level of your discernment and you stepped out that cave, it wasn't easy because you had to start going through an ego death. You had to start going through a dark night of the soul. And that probably was one of the hardest things you ever had to go through. And when I say ego death, I don't mean that it just went away completely, although it definitely felt like that in the beginning. It was more so like an ego dissolution. You lose it, but it comes back. But when it comes back, you're no longer operating within ego. You are operating from your soul, and you can observe the ego and you don't let it take over like people in the Matrix. But people in the Matrix, they think they are their ego. So anytime that ego gets triggered or they feel some type of way, they're going to start attacking you. And that's one way to know that someone is operating out of ego, is if what you believe in and the truth that you know, if that offends somebody else, that is a good sign that someone is operating out of ego. When you're not operating out of ego, you don't care what other people believe because that doesn't affect you in the slightest. Someone can literally walk up to you and say, I believe that this rock is my savior. You're like, okay, cool. That's your belief. Because you know it's not going to affect you because now you operate outside of the hive mind. Master, appreciate the roses. Yeah, we'll move on to the next sign on the list. Next sign to know you unlock discernment is that people are no longer going to be able to manipulate you. If you guys have gotten to that level, drop ones in the chat. If people can no longer manipulate you guys, drop ones in the chat. This is actually my favorite perk of having discernment. As I talked about earlier in the stream, we will get to a point where because we're in a spiritual war, because we're battling of people that are operating within the darkness, they're lying, they're doing smear campaigns, they're accusing you of doing things you didn't do. Discernment kind of evens the playing field. Hey, thank you, thank you. Because let's be real, guys, if you guys are a light worker, if you guys are empaths, star seeds, chosen, your whole life you were operating out of truth and you didn't know what was going on when it came to other people. You just kept thinking to yourselves, like, is it me? Am I not doing something right? Why do people not like me? Why do I keep finding myself in these situations? And we had to hit that rock bottom. And once we hit that rock bottom and start escaping out the matrix, you start to realize that in 90% of these situations, you were never the issue. You start to find out that a game was being played this whole time and you didn't know what was going on. They never came to you with a rule book and let you know, like, hey, look, everyone's playing these power games. I'm going to give you this book so, like, you can protect yourselves out there. You guys are just out there just vibing. You guys are at the parties with these manipulators, demons, having the time of your lives, the best memories. Come to find out, when you start waking up and lock discernment, you start to realize that a lot of these people did not like you. A lot of these people were just playing in your face. Thank you for the gifts. And for a lot of things, when it comes to discernment, once you start seeing it, you kind of go through the 5 stages of grief. And as being a light worker, one thing you guys are always going to do is give people the benefit of the doubt. And when it comes to believing your discernment, you want to be in denial a lot. Guys, if you're in here and you have the gift of discernment, stop being in confusion. You see it the right way. Like, stop going back and forth. Stop like replaying conversations in your head. Stop looking at the text message and being like, is it that? You guys are in denial because you want to see the best in people. And that's actually a cool trait. I'm not telling you guys to get rid of that. We need more people like that out there. But realize we are surrounded by these people. It's like 90% of them, 10% of us. And if you guys are out there giving everyone the benefit of the doubt, these demons love when you do that. When they do something and then you confront them and then they're like, "Oh no, I didn't do that." And then you just believe them. They're like, "Oh, this person's amazing." They don't know what is going on. And like I said, you didn't know what was going on for a very long time. But one day, I don't know what happened. These demons just got together in the spiritual realm and said, "We got to take out this person." And they sent you straight to the shadow realm. And while you were climbing out of shadow realm, that's when you start to unlock your discernment and you start to realize that you are surrounded and you need to get out of there. But some of you guys didn't just have the strength immediately because once again, you were in denial. You're giving these people the benefit of the doubt. So you're trying to stick it out like, all right, let me see if they're good. But one thing about discernment, guys, is once you see it, you can't unsee it. You can try to ignore it. You could try to think that that was like a one-off thing. But once you see it, it's like now everything they do, like you're seeing all the hidden intentions behind what they're doing. And yes, that was a very hard thing to discover when we finally unlock this gift and start seeing these things. But me, I will have it no other way. A lot of you guys come in here sometimes and you start putting the message. And I understand too, because I was at that point at one point. You guys come in here and say like, I wish I never unlocked this. I wish I didn't awaken. This is lonely. This is isolating. And you have two options. Like one, you could be on this side with us. We're seeing what's going on. We stay in the house. Or two, you can be unawakened, go be out there, but what they're doing is still happening. Everyone is dealing with spiritual warfare. Everyone is dealing with narcissists. Some people aren't aware that they're dealing with it. You're able to see it. So to you guys in the chat, I asked, would you guys rather be awakened or would you not? Drop ones for yes, drop twos for no's. I can say for myself, I'm happy I had to give the discernment because when you can see what is going on, you can move accordingly. Appreciate the heart, me. You can move accordingly. People are going to do things to you. And like now you can just sense it. Like you just know. You don't know how you know. You just know. Because that gift of discernment comes with many different benefits, guys. Someone said earlier, it comes with like the pattern recognition as well. When you unlock discernment, you become like Sherlock Holmes. Like a lot of you guys in here, you guys should be like FBI agents because you guys always find out. Like you just always find out. Like sometimes you're not even trying to like, you don't go out there and you're like, I think this person's manipulating me. Let me pay attention. It's like, it just happens randomly. Because your brain is just kind of keyed in now. Like you're at that level. So all it takes sometimes is for someone to say just one wrong thing. They probably don't even have to say a wrong thing. Like say it with a different energy. Say something where it doesn't line up with something you said 2 years ago. We probably got bad memories, but when it comes to pattern recognition and exposing people, we be remembering the random details that just breaks the whole thing down. And that's another reason why I like discernment. Yes, it's a little lonely. Other people aren't going to see what you're talking about. But now you just see through everybody. And you have a lot of people out here. They try to put people under these glamour spells. You will have someone in the middle of the crowd. Everyone loves them. They're like, oh, this person's amazing. They're godsend. They're here to save the world. And then like you're watching them from the corner and you're like, yo, that's a demon. And that's another reason why a lot of people don't like you for no reason. Because when everyone is under their spell, you're just in the corner just looking at them like with like you're squinting your eyes. And these demons be thinking like, what can I do? What can I do to get them to believe me? And they can't do anything. You peeped it off of the first conversation. That's like all it takes. And once again, once you see it, you can't unsee it. And these demons are really going to try to get you on their side in the beginning. They're going to try to be overly nice. And at that point, it just feels very awkward. Because you're thinking to yourself, like, I know who you are. You know I see you. So why are we doing this right now? But when it comes to these demons, guys, they got to have on the mask. Their biggest fear is that they're going to be exposed and other people are going to see them for who they are. So if they're not able to convince you, then they're in trouble. If they're not able to manipulate you and get you under their spell, then their biggest fear just might come true. And they'll try in the beginning to get you to see that they are this, to see like their fake facade. But then when you're not seeing it, especially if you ever walk away from these people or fall out, when people can't manipulate you guys, they're going to try to manipulate other people and how they see you. And having the gift of discernment, you're going to deal with that a lot. Because rarely anyone can really manipulate you guys. And if someone does manage to manipulate you, because I don't want to make it seem like discernment, you're going to just like be protected forever. Someone's going to do something like play on your emotions or something. But once you see a tactic, you're like a fast learner. And that's the reason you guys even unlock discernment to begin with, because you guys are very curious individuals. And because you're curious, that's what got you out the matrix, because you kept asking why. That's why when people do things to you, you guys clear up your schedule. You're like, yo, we got to figure this out. You guys try to discover, what did I do to attract this person into my life? I haven't seen this type of manipulation tactic before, so let me figure this out. Hey, Sin, appreciate it. And you guys will figure this stuff out fast. And you will figure it out so fast that these demons aren't going to like you, because you're so unpredictable. And you're like a new version like every day, or not even just every day. Like every other 6 hours, you guys get a factory update. So you can tell these demons, they can get away with something one time. If they try that same thing again, you're going to know what's going on and you're going to be able to shut it down. Because people people think you guys be letting stuff go. You guys be trying to figure this stuff out. Like someone does something to you, you're on Reddit, YouTube, TikTok, trying to figure out what was that. Someone manipulates you, you come back the next day and your discernment just blows that whole thing down. And people know when they can't manipulate you, because when they try to do it and you don't react to what they're doing, a lot of us, when we have discernment, we have learned to start playing dumb. Because when you play dumb, you're not really reacting, or you're able to see how far they're really going to take it. And when you play dumb, people are really going to think you're dumb, which really kind of throws me off sometimes. Sometimes you'll think to yourself, like, maybe you didn't do the best performance. But when you deal with these demons, they really move out of ego. And they truly think that you're not really seeing what they're doing. And that's why they try the most obvious tactics. But your discernment always just kind of breaks it down and you're able to see exactly what they're doing. And it will always put you 10 steps ahead of people as well. When you first start awakening to all this stuff, you probably never thought that people were this strategic. It's actually very trippy when you think about it. Because your whole life, you were coming at people in a genuine way. You were coming at people in an authentic way, trying to connect. Come to find out, people are running these big plans, these big manipulation tactics on you. And now that you're awakened, you can kind of see this stuff coming from like a mile away. And another favorite thing I like about discernment is like when you can see through people, when they can't manipulate you, you'll be able to like cut people off very fast and not really need closure, not really need them to like explain themselves. Because you learned a long time ago, some of these demons, or mostly all these demons, they don't want to give you clarity. They don't want you to be like figuring this stuff out. They want to gaslight you and do all these different things. But with your discernment and your pattern recognition, you can figure people out and not need them to say it out loud. And if you guys haven't got to that point in your journey, get there as fast as you can, because life becomes a whole lot more liberating if you're able to do that. If you have discernment and you're seeing what people are doing and you're still trying to go up to them and have them say it because you need the proof, you're going to keep getting jumped. We got to talk about the mistakes that you can make when you have discernment. Having discernment doesn't mean you're going to be 100% protected, like I said. We're all going to be making mistakes, because one thing about us is like we're empathetic. We still want people our discernment. A lot of times we don't want to be right. We don't want to be seeing the things that we are seeing. If we know someone is demonic, that was probably your best friend of 10 years. That was probably your favorite family member. Some of these people you were in a relationship with. So we don't want to be seeing it. If anything, we be telling our own gift of discernment. We be telling God, like, yo, look, like, I don't want to see this. And that's why you guys have to work on seeing reality for what it is. A lot of times it is going to be heartbreaking. But if you're not able to do that, you're going to be stuck in limerence. Seeing people for who you want them to be. Seeing people for their potential instead of who is actually in front of you. Because we've all experienced it. When you ignore your discernment and you're trying to tell yourself that was a one-off thing, that person wasn't really like that, what's going to happen, chat? What's going to happen? It's a coming of passage that we all got to go through. For the newbies in here, hopefully we can show them what not to do. But sometimes you got to go through it. I know it sucks, but hey, we didn't want to go through it either, but we had to go through it. And look at all these people saying the same thing. They double down. Repeat the cycle. They get weirder and weirder. Because they like you giving the benefit of the doubt. And if you're someone that is ignoring your discernment, that is just who they are as a person. A lot of times, every time when you see what they're doing, that's you seeing the first red flag. Now, when you see that first red flag, it was just the beginning one. So you still have a chance to dip out. Now, I'm not saying to immediately just kind of like just see one red flag and cut people off immediately, although some of you guys are at that level. But your pattern recognition is going to remember it at least. And if they choose to do the same thing again, and you choose to stay around, now God is going to have to step in eventually. And if you don't have the strength to cut somebody off, God is going to step in and help you out. But if God has to, I can't even say that on TikTok, but someone said something funny in the chat. But God is going to do something where you're like forced to walk away from that person. They're going to make it so like traumatic where you guys have a big blowout and now you can't keep that person in your life. So having the gift of discernment, guys, and being able to see through people should be a gift, because you can see into the future and you can know that if you keep this person around, you've noticed this pattern before, it's best to walk away from them. You can save yourself a whole lot of misery. And once again, a lot of us had to go through it. Because a lot of us was like, you know what? No, that's my best friend of 10 years. That's my relationship partner. If I just overlook this thing, maybe they're not going to get worse. Hey, you'll be surprised at how weird these people can get. Whatever you saw, whatever red flag was revealed to you, that was just a glimpse. Remember, the world is a stage, guys. People are pretending. They're doing their best to fool you day by day. So if somehow a glimpse of that red flag came out, that is only a taste of how weird these people can get. Because you ignore that red flag and you wait, they'll do something weird like a week later. Some of these people are shameless. They'll do something weird, you'll ignore it the same day, a next level weird behavior. Because when it comes to these demons, they like to test you. They want to test you to see if you have discernment, if you know what they're doing. One thing you're going to ask yourselves a lot is, do they know what they're doing? They can't know. There's just no, hey, everyone in the chat, do you guys think people know what they're doing? Drop ones for yes. Drop two for nah, they're innocent. They don't know what they're doing. We got to give them grace. Hey, Slim Dunk, appreciate you. Welcome in. Ones in the chat. These demons, guys, they got to maintain plausible deniability. And that's why the gift of discernment is something else that is really going to help you guys out. Because discernment will allow you to see through plausible deniability. You would see that action that they are taking, even though to other people, they'll make an excuse. They'll be like, oh, they didn't mean it in that way. But it is indeed that deep, and that person does know what they're doing. And if you guys really know how to use your gift of discernment, you guys will be able to timeline shift, quantum jump a lot faster. Because that person that you're so willing to forgive and overlook said bad behavior, that person is going to keep you stuck in a timeline. Empress, thank you. And Lover Girl, thank you. But if you use your discernment and you saw what they're doing and you walk away from them, you will be fine. Now, that whole spill is for like the new people, like the beginners that have gift of discernment. For the advanced ones, we know something else comes with being able to walk away easily. Because when it comes to these demons, guys, all they want is control. And by you walking away easily, you took away said control from them. People in the chat that's advanced, what happens when you walk away from a demon? You cut them off easily. You don't look back. Do they let you go peacefully? Do they start doing shadow work? They're like, you know what? Let me try to figure it out. What do they start doing, guys? Beautiful Karma says they get obsessed. Anomaly says they get so mad. What's up? We got two more. They come harder. Birdie Red, ding, 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 smear campaign. Because how dare you use your discernment and not let them be weird in peace? That is a demon's biggest pet peeve, guys. They love just being weird and people not seeing it. When you have discernment, you guys don't even be holding it really like against these demons. You're like, if you want to be weird, it's cool. Just leave me out of it. Like, I don't like the drama. They hate that. And if you walk away from them, and especially if you don't give them no type of explanation, now they're going to recruit you into some more Hunger Games, the Squid Games. Remember, guys, people out there, 90% of people are playing these power games. 90% of people aren't authentic. So if you walk away, you just got recruited to another game. And now they're going to try to like recruit other people into this sick, sadistic game. Because remember, if they can't control you, if they can't manipulate you, and they're not going to be able to manipulate you because you have discernment, now they're going to recruit the other people. The weak people, the ones that don't have discernment. And when this stuff first started happening to you, you might tell yourselves like, all right, there's no way someone's going to believe a lie like that. People know my character. I'm going to be good. Everyone's going to see that they're the liar. Hey guys, this reality is very confusing. Like people could just say like the most like craziest thing about you. Just out of nowhere with no proof. And they'll just have people believe them. You probably think that because you put everyone on your level. You have discernment. You can see through these things. If you guys have anyone walk up to you right now and someone try to lie on somebody else, your discernment will like break it down like right there. Like, oh, this person lying because of that. They're probably doing that because of that. That person didn't really do that. Other people don't have discernment. All they got to hear is just something and they don't know how to think for themselves. And if they see multiple people believing it, they're gonna follow them immediately. And that's why we have the matrix to begin with. A bunch of people just following in the hive mind. If all those people are believing that, everyone thinks it's safe and it's the right thing to believe. You guys escaped that matrix system a long time ago, but just because you escaped the matrix system doesn't mean you're free from it. Because the matrix that we talk about is on a grand scale. There's like many matrices like all over the planet. And when it comes to these groups, that is a matrix system within itself. If you escaped one of these narcs, these warlocks, thought you were free, and now they're out there recruiting people, starting a group chat, they're able to manipulate other people and make them think they're going to do the world a service by getting rid of you. And that stuff doesn't even sound correct, but this is how these people think. Because in these group chats that they talk about when it comes to you guys, they make you out to be the biggest villain in the world. They make you out to be like someone that's terrorizing the planet. Some people get in that group chat. They're like, what are we going to do about this person? And then some of these people, they actually think that by taking you out, they're going to get some good karma for doing that. But when you have these groups come together, it's kind of like a mixture of people. The one leading it is that individual that you got into it with. Some people are probably always against you. And some people literally just can't think for themselves. And they're just going to where people tell them to go. But the biggest thing to do when that happens to you guys is to ignore it. I know logically you're going to think that, yo, look, I got to go defend myself. I got the proof. I'm going to like show them this isn't what is going on. Yo, these demons, guys, they don't want clarity. They don't want no solution. They don't want peace. They just want more drama, chaos, and all these different things. And by you explaining yourself, you're just going to feed into it. It's a knee-jerk reaction to defend, exactly. But that's just one more thing that strengthens your discernment. Like I said, discernment over time, it just gets stronger and stronger and stronger. All these things you guys be going through, you failed the first time, but because you have pattern recognition and you're thinking and you're learning, it just makes your discernment just way more stronger. And now next time you go through it, because God is going to test you, and when you go through that test and you're able to be like, all right, let me not defend myself, God's like, all right, you can probably get another spiritual gift, stronger discernment. And that's why you guys are constantly like shifting timelines, because you guys learn these things very, very fast. Hey, Slim Dunk, appreciate you guys. Yeah, everyone on TikTok, shoot me a follow. If you guys want to watch this stream afterwards, subscribe to me on YouTube, where this live will be uploaded. But another way to know that you guys unlock discernment is God will expose all. This one is hard to explain to people that don't like experience it. But as I said, like in the beginning of the stream, everyone has discernment to a certain degree. But when you have the gift of discernment, you start to fully tap into the divine, and you will have God tell you specifically what is going on with these individuals. How many of you guys had that happen? Drop ones in the chat. How many of you guys had God just like tell you something out of nowhere? You're like, whoa, like either through a dream, either through like you seeing like something that like a symbol in real life. And that's when you get to a point where now no one can manipulate you, but now it's like no one can really do anything in the dark. If you got anyone plotting on you in secret, that will eventually come to light. What is done in the dark, what's done in the dark will eventually come to the light, guys. You guys unlock discernment by being light workers. But even though you're a light worker, you still have to go through certain trials and tribulations to even unlock said gift. Because this gift can't just go out to everybody. And throughout your journey, guys, you guys have multiple times to go down a dark path, to go evil, to start being, you're going to terrorize other people. And all you guys in here, you guys just was never like, I'm not doing that. Like, I'm not going to be evil. I'm not going to misuse my gifts. I'm not going to seek out vengeance. And because you kept passing those trials and tribulations, that's when your discernment hit another level. And now you are the light to these other people, to these demons. You guys be exposing things you don't even want to expose. If it was up to a lot of you guys, you'd be like, yo, like, leave me alone. I don't want to talk to you guys. Like, if you're a demon, just stay over there. Some of you guys would like just prefer to be on a farm somewhere. But having the gift of discernment, guys, you guys are down here with an assignment. You guys are down here to expose demons, dismantle groups. I know some of you guys like, yo, when did I sign up for this? Hey, trust me on this. You guys literally see people get possessed in front of you in real time. If you guys have experienced that, drop ones in the chat. You can just be having a normal conversation with somebody. Hey, 10 seconds later, they're starting to spaz out on you, trying to humble you, attack you. And a lot of people don't even know that they're doing that. You guys become a reflection to these demons on this path. When you guys did your work, your shadow work, healing your demons, you guys start reflecting back other people's demons to them. One cool book to read, guys, is a book called The Four Agreements. Is one of my favorite. But when you become a mirror, one of the agreements is don't take anything personal. You start to realize that your whole life when you were getting attacked, you probably thought it was personal. But now when you're present day and you have discernment and someone is attacking you, you start to realize that it's not personal at all. If someone attacks you, that means they got something that they got to work on. Your haters aren't people that hate you. They hate something within themselves and they truly admire you. Hate is just confused admiration. And if you have other people around you that kind of have like discernment, that's like kind of on that level, and then you come around and then that individual attacks you, then those people can see like, oh, that is a demon as well. But there's so very few people that is like on your level. You will like have people attack you and all these different things, and people will not even see what they're doing, or they'll choose not to see it, because a lot of times what you are seeing as well is that you are surrounded by a lot of cults, a lot of covens, a lot of enablers. You expose someone's demon, they start spazzing out in front of you, everyone just looks the other way. Because they feel like they're protected by those people that is attacking you, and they don't want to lose said protection. What's another way God will expose all to you? People will just snitch on themselves, guys. People will literally snitch on you on this path. For the advanced ones in the chat, you know this to be a real thing. When you are now talking to somebody, your frequency has gotten to a level where you're having a conversation. They'll literally tell you what they're going to do to you in the future. And if you guys haven't noticed that yet, pay attention. Because if people are telling you what they're going to do to you in the future and you choose to stick around them, you got to learn that lesson. I'm sorry. Some of you guys can't escape the lessons. Like, I still got more lessons that's coming my way. Some of you guys, if you just start the path, maybe someone literally has to tell you to your face, I'm going to manipulate you. And you just smile. And you're like, all right, we'll see what happens. And literally, that's what was happening to us our whole lives. People playing in our faces, but we weren't able to decipher it. We weren't able to see it for what it truly was. But now when you have discernment, it's like they'll literally tell you out loud. Because also, too, if someone is telling you what they did to another person, pattern recognition, they're going to do that same thing to you. If someone is telling you like, hey, look, I just manipulated all these people last week, don't think that just because you're their friend, because you're in a relationship with them, that you're their family member, don't think that gives you leeway to not be another one of their victims. And that was a lesson that a lot of us had to go through repeatedly. We kept telling ourselves, that's my family member. Why would they do that? That's my boyfriend, girlfriend. Why would they do that? My friend. Hey, these demons do not care, guys. They're using people that's like closest to you to do these things. You guys probably had like the closest people do like slime you out in the worst way possible. So that new person that you just met that is just telling you like 2 days ago they robbed somebody, do you not think that you're gonna be like, what makes you special in that altercation? Think about when you conversate with people, like you're like a good person in and out. When you're having a conversation, it's just a normal conversation. And how you're talking, they're able to see how you're going to be as an individual if they have discernment. So that's one way they'll snitch. They will also like, sometimes you will have like a group plotting on you as well. Groups will like have secret group chats about you, or they'll be talking about you on the side. They'll like say something to like another person in the group, and what they say, like your pattern recognition will be able to break it down. That's what I'm saying. God will expose all. Like they will do something and your pattern recognition will just start getting to work. Some of you guys, you had a group plotting on you. Someone said one thing and you're like, oh, these people are against me. And if you guys don't have the strength to walk away at that point, you got to take the L. Because sometimes you're going to like try to listen to your left side of your brain as opposed to your right side of your brain. When you guys unlock the gift of discernment, you start tapping into that right side of your brain, which is the intuitive side. The left side is your logical side. Now, a lot of times you saw the same pattern when you escaped the Matrix. When you escaped the Matrix, you thought you were going crazy. You thought that what you were thinking wasn't the right way to see reality. You're going back and forth. Some days I'm crazy, some days I'm not. And that same pattern repeats itself when you start to expose illusions within these groups and within people. And if you take a long time to react to what you're seeing, that lesson is going to be very painful. You guys start to see that you can't really like coexist in friend groups, big friend groups for too long, job environments, any environment that's like toxic. Your discernment is going to get you out of there very fast. Hey, appreciate it. Thank you. And if you guys are very attached, if you guys haven't mastered the law of detachment, you're going to have a hard time. For example, God will expose that job if that job is not for you. God starts showing you that these people are literally plotting on your downfall. It's showing you that that manager does not like you. It's so many things that are being exposed. But a lot of you guys just think to yourselves like, oh, I don't want to leave that job. That's the best thing that's ever happened to me. Guys, when God starts exposing things to you, you have to understand that when you walk away from what is being exposed to you, you're going to get something better. You have to always have that mindset, always be in the flow of the universe, the flow of God's plan. You lose that job, you will get a better job. I've been fired from 6 jobs. Every time I left the job, though, my pay just went up, got better people. But then when you're in that environment and then you get to another level and it's time to go, it's time to go. You guys are blocking your own blessings because you don't want to listen to your own discernment and your own intuition. You guys think that job that you're at right now is the highest paying job you're ever going to get. You guys think that friend group that you're in, it doesn't get any better than this. The world is a big place, guys. You lose that job, apply to a job the next day. Now you got a job that pays you $15 more, and you're thinking to yourself, like, why didn't I leave any sooner? Another way God will expose all to you guys is the dreams. If you guys get intuitive messages through your dreams, drop ones in the chat. If you're like, what is this crazy man talking about? Drop twos in the chat. Yeah, guys, when you start to unlock discernment and you start tapping into your dreams, your clairvoyancy, you will realize that not only are you having people snitch on themselves, not only are you a human lie detector, not only with what is done in the dark comes to the light, your dreams will also let you know what is going on. And once again, if you are choosing to ignore your dreams, you got to take that L that comes with it. Because sometimes people be plotting on you in secret. They be giving you their best personality. They be putting on their best mask. But the whole time that person hates you behind closed scenes. If you have a dream and someone is like trying to, I can't say that word here on TikTok. But if you have a dream someone's doing that person is doing witchcraft on you on the side, plotting on you, gossiping about you. If you dream and someone has, like, they're around snakes or they're doing anything to you, know that you're not dreaming that for no reason. Dreams are a look into the spiritual realm to show you what's to come of the future. A lot of these people that you guys are around, they aren't what they seem. You guys have spiritual gifts and these demons love you for it, but at the same time, they get triggered as well. As I said earlier, these demons want to be weird in peace. So when you're around and you have all these different ways to see what they're doing, they're not going to like you. And yes, you can play dumb. They're going to believe you in the beginning, but eventually they're going to figure out that you see them for exactly who they are. And the amount of stuff people are hiding is insane, guys. And thank God that we were actually able to have this ability, because what we're able to see too is just a small percentage to what they're really doing and how they really are. You got to realize that being a light worker, a truth teller, a seer, we're not liked in society, guys. I wish I could be on here and say, yo, congratulations, you unlocked the gift of discernment. You're going to be a celebrity now. Everyone's going to love you. Hey, the more you know, guys, the stronger your discernment, the more people are not going to like you. You're shining a light on people's insecurities, their hatred, their jealousy, their envy. And they don't even know why they're doing that. It's a spiritual war. And in this war, we battle not of the flesh, but of these spirits and principalities. So someone will attack you and make you the issue. A lot of people attack you out here and they find some way to villainize you. And you're thinking to yourself, like, I was minding my business. I don't even know who that person is. Because you are a light to, like, all these toxic things that people are trying to hide behind the scenes. And when you have 90% of people that's within the darkness and operating within the same way, once again, you're going to be like public enemy number one out there. Because we're in a matrix. A lot of people together are validating people's weird behaviors. When you're that one person that's operating within truth, when you have that sense of justice, that's going to make you a target, guys. And my advice to you is choose your battles wisely. Because if you're out there like, I'm going to expose everybody, they're not going to get away with this. Hey, I can't tell you guys what to do, but hey, choose your battles wisely. If you guys are in a 9-to-5 and you're thinking, I'm gonna expose the whole system, hey, think about your future. You still got bills to pay. If you guys like see like a big like cult and you don't even have to be around them, Don't be like, I'm going to join them because I'm going to take them down. You're going to take them down. It's going to be painful, though. A lot of times when we get these enemies, they're going to find you eventually. Like, you don't have to go out there to find them. So you guys that want to save the world and be proactive, know eventually it's going to come your way. As private as you are, as much as you don't leave your house, this stuff is eventually going to find you. We were put here to raise the vibration of the planet, guys. We are spread out to help these areas. Eventually, someone's going to come into your path, and God is going to use you as bait. You're never able to see the full behind the scenes of like what is going on. Right now, at this point in time, there's a demon out there. They're traumatizing somebody, manipulating someone, lying to them, making someone cry, go through it. And God's going to put you in that person's path, because when you have discernment, when you have divine protection, you're going to be like the final boss to a lot of these people. And once again, you're not able to see the full scope of things, but you guys are protecting a lot of people when you do these things. Even though it's annoying, you're like, yo, why am I going through this? Why did this person just pop up into my reality? You guys are popping up in people's reality because when you're being used as bait and someone tries to manipulate you and do the weird things they do to you, these people now, they got to take the L. A lot of people be trying to mess with you guys, and then afterwards they get fired from their jobs. They get into a car accident, lose all their money, go homeless. And that's not like a vindictive thing. They're supposed to go through those things so they can learn and get better. But a lot of them don't learn, and that's why they're in the cycle that they're in. Hey, but what's another way God will expose all to you guys? Like, what's like another unorthodox thing you've seen happen to you guys like on this path? And thank you guys for supporting me. Go ahead and follow me on YouTube. Link is pinned. Also, I do one-on-ones, link in the bio. Shoot me a follow. I go live every single day, or almost every single day. Brandon, appreciate the rose. Sometimes, too, people will be put into your path as well for them to show you the truth of like what is going on. Understand that nothing is on accident on this journey, guys. Sometimes like you will meet somebody that will give you that final piece of information so you can break down the whole thing. Sometimes someone will reach out to you and let you know like, hey, this person is doing this. So yes, guys, God will expose all that information. Is always going to come your way in some weird way. Like, it's crazy. There's so many different ways I can list. And that should be a warning to demons that want to come into your life and do bad things to you. Because also, too, guys, they don't really believe in this stuff. And I don't know why. If you go out there and you tell the demons, I got the gift of discernment, I'm divinely protected, you should leave me alone. Hey, they don't believe any of that. They're actually going to take that as like a challenge. So you think you can see what we're doing? They're going to double down on what they're doing. They're going to go out their way to try to make you seem like you're not divinely protected. And now they got to learn that the hard way. Number 4 is like very zoomed in on the screen. I think it's going to be better when I get to number 5. But for you guys that can't see it, number 4 is going to be you become very wise. Appreciate the heart, me. Thank you. Now, I think what you guys have been realizing when it comes to having discernment, the information that you know, and just like your ability to kind of piece things together, you have like an overabundance of knowledge that you probably didn't have beforehand. And that happens for a couple reasons. One, once you guys are fully tapped into your discernment, you start to get a lot of downloads. I tell everyone in here, you guys can watch me. You guys can get the information from me. But at the end of the day, everything you're seeking is within. You don't need your phones. You don't need to read books. You don't need to talk to other people. If you took the time to meditate, fast, pray, build that relationship with God, the answers just come to you. Sometimes you guys be thinking to yourselves, like, how do I know this? Where did this information even come from? Because now you are tapped into source. Now you are in alignment. And that's why sometimes too, like, frequency is all about information. Like, if you guys want more information on that, Joe Dispenza, Becoming Supernatural. But as your frequency goes up, you start to get knowledge that fits that certain frequency. And that's why I myself can talk about things, and then you guys are out there saying, how is he saying my exact thoughts back to me? Because when you're in alignment, we're all thinking the same things. On our day-to-day, guys, you guys probably think you're the only one out there thinking these things. YNA's in the chat, though, guys. YNA in the chats. You're not alone. I'm thinking these things. You guys are thinking these things. Nikki, Angel, Bernard, Jessica, Miss Cutie. We're all thinking the same things. And when you think the same things and you're in alignment and you're at that frequency, then we will find each other. Whether it's in these chats, you guys come in here, whether it's out there in reality. And that's why you guys got to be patient when it comes to finding other people. I know it seems very lonely. You're like, yo, where are these individuals at? The Mads, welcome to the community. But trust me, eventually you're gonna meet these people. But with an overabundance of knowledge does come sorrow. I am gonna keep it real with you guys. It's like the more you know, it's like the less like you see more through the illusions. And that's why you guys have to kind of learn how to like ground yourselves as well. Something that helps me is like I have like a gratitude journal. I write 5 things I'm grateful for every night before I go to sleep, when I wake up in the morning. Because you start to see through a lot of like these social constructs. And also you don't really have much people you can talk to about these things. When you have discernment, when you're outside the matrix and you're at this certain frequency, you will rarely get a conversation that kind of really stimulates you. And that's like a taboo topic to talk about, but it's the truth. Everyone in the chat, how many people have you met in real life that's awakened? Drop that number down in the chat. You're going to notice a lot of people out there that are just kind of NPCs. A lot of people are just kind of talking at you, not really talking with you. People are going to love your energy, guys. You guys are going to have a lot of wisdom where they are able to get validated from talking to you. But as soon as you start talking about what you want to talk about, you're going to notice they're like a deer in the headlights. Some people are very disrespectful where they're just going to start going on their phones, start looking at you like, are you done? Then you get the very narcissistic individuals. They look offended that you're even trying to be a part of the conversation. And so with more wisdom, guys, comes with you wanting to be more by yourself. You start to fall in love with isolation, fall in love with solitude, because so many few people are going to be able to reciprocate the energy back to you. Hey, Birdie, thank you. So many people are going to be not able to reciprocate the energy back to you. So being around 99% of individuals is going to be draining. We talk a lot on these streams about energy vampires. When you meet somebody, either you're giving energy to somebody, taking it, or you guys are sharing energy amongst each other. So if you're acquiring all these different wisdom, if you keep learning things and you keep going, and let's keep it real, you guys aren't stopping. Like, maybe one day you wish, like, can I stop thinking like this? Can I just be a part of the herd? This is just how you're wired, guys, and you guys are never going to stop. So the more you learn, the less and less people that's going to be able to validate the things that you are thinking. How many of you guys right now feel like you're talking like a whole different language, like people can't understand you? Drop ones in the chat. How many of you guys feel like you need to be on autopilot when it comes to conversations? Because if you say the wrong thing, they can get triggered and start attacking you. Drop ones in the chat. It's lonely at the top, guys. Tina, thank you for the gift. Law of polarity, everything comes with a sacrifice. With wisdom, you get the knowledge to kind of understand this matrix and how things are working. But with that being said, comes with you kind of more so being to yourself, because not a lot of people are going to understand you. Corey, you are a beast. Thank you. And having wisdom, guys, you kind of have to, you just have to be careful when you're out there in the matrix. Well, I don't even have to tell you that, because you yourself, you're experiencing it day in and day out. Your wisdom is going to trigger a lot of people. When you first start unlocking all this knowledge, you probably thought that everyone was going to be happy to hear what you had to say. You were sharing links with people. You were telling them you can't do that, giving a lot of unsolicited advice. You kind of learn on this journey just to meet people where they're at. Because at one point too, you were at where they're at, and you know yourself, if you had someone coming up to you and say, no, you should do this or this and that, then yeah, it would be like a little triggering, frustrating. But to take it a step further, you're also going to have people where you'll be in a group. People are going to like the wisdom that you are sharing. And some people are going to get very triggered, because some people, when they're insecure about their own knowledge, they're going to get triggered by you knowing the things that you're knowing. And that's when you get people starting to study you, and they're going to try to like put you in a situation to embarrass you. They're going to want to talk about things they know you don't know about, so they can try to humble you in front of other people, so they can tell you like, oh, you see, they're not as smart as they think. When in reality, if you unlock the gift of discernment, you guys are actually really humble people. Other people don't have to make it their mission to humble you. A lot of us hit our rock bottom, got everything taken away from us. So to get this gift, we are already humble people. But our knowledge and our confidence is going to look like arrogance to the insecure. You're going to trigger a lot of people because they're just going to think that you're like a egotistical person. Like you're like someone that's like evil, this and that. When the whole time they're just going to be projecting onto you. And you got to learn how to handle those type of individuals when it comes. Because if you respond to it and you feed into it, then you're lowering yourselves to their level. But if they knew how you are, you already got to the point where you understand that you truly know nothing, to be honest. Because the more you know, the more you understand that like, yo, there's like, it's like infinite like knowledge out there. So you really don't know anything. So you don't even put yourself on a pedestal. But because other people put you on a pedestal, they'll be so quick to want to kick you down, to try to prove that you don't know as much as you say you know. But that's what's going to come with this journey, guys. You're just going to start every day. You're going to start breaking down more pieces of this matrix, figuring out new information. And because of that as well, remember, as I said, your reality is based off your thoughts, your frequency, and your energy. So with you guys constantly learning, you can't get too comfortable where you're at. Wherever you're at right now, in 3 to 6 months, your whole reality is probably going to look different, because you are learning more. You're probably reading more books, watching more educational videos. Every book is a ball of energy added to yours. Every educational video live is energy added to yours. And you hit another level, you're going to get tested before you timeline shift. And what do those tests look like? Everyone's starting to be weird with you. Everyone attacking you. Bad things just keep happening back to back to back to back. But all those tests is to see if you're even worthy to get to that next timeline. Because with that next timeline is going to come new levels, new devils. And if you're still struggling with the demons that's on this timeline, you're still getting stressed out, you're still not able to figure out certain things, then you won't be able to get to that next timeline. But you guys, with your pattern recognition, you guys are just figuring things out like very fast, like just boom, 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 boom. And it's also too because you guys probably had a humiliation ritual where when you got sent to your rock bottom, it kind of switched something on in your brain. And now a lot of you guys in here, you guys probably always think you're behind. You probably always think you're not doing enough. When in reality, you guys are a lot more ahead than you think. If you guys could only know how other people perceive you guys. Hey, Corey, thank you. Other people are looking at you guys like, how do they know this? How do they know that? Why do they keep going? They're going so fast. The whole time you're looking at yourself like, yo, I'm not doing enough. But W's in the chat, everyone in here, you guys are doing enough. You guys are enough. Sometimes you guys do got to give yourselves that break, a pat on the back. I know it's very hard because the world is kind of against you. As a light worker, you're not really getting any type of validation. But do know when you come to my streams, and we in this together, we all going through the same battles, dealing with the same demons out there. So W's to you guys. But like I said, guys, tap into my YouTube. Link is pinned right there. Thank you guys for the support. Shoot me follows. I go live every single night, almost every single night. Also, if you got to leave this chat for whatever reason, subscribe to my YouTube. Link is in the bio. Appreciate the heart me. But another way to know you unlocked discernment, this is number 5. You will see through celebrities and society propaganda. So guys, when it comes to these celebrities, understand that this is like, they have like a glamour spell on them. Society kind of bases like if people have like a lot of people following them, people kind of base followers to like value. So they look at celebrities as like, it's been getting a lot better. I don't know if you guys can see it. Drop ones if you can see it. But I feel like there's been like a celebrity collapse with more people awakening. Celebrities aren't as glamorized as they were before. But a lot of people, they kind of just look at celebrities as like they have all these fans, they have the fame, they have the status. And because of that, these celebrities can put other people under like spells, under influence. But when you have discernment, you just see through that stuff. Like, what I've noticed too is that there's like a lot of celebrities that I liked when I was unawakened. And there's still people that I kind of look up to. But when I awaken, I kind of just stop paying attention and idolizing so many celebrities. Because your discernment will show you that they're just like regular people. And your discernment will also show you the things that they are trying to hide. A lot of these celebrities that got exposed, your discernment probably lets you know that something was kind of up with them like a long time ago. But you can't really say these things out loud because when it comes to the rules of discernment, it applies at every avenue. And if celebrities have people under glamour spells, then you can't be out here saying that, oh, no, they're doing this, they're doing that. Because one thing you guys are going to think, too, is that everyone can see what you see and break down things how you're breaking it down. Guys, put your discernment to... Like, look at how your discernment works. Like, think about it. When you start thinking about something, you think something, and then you're like, okay, this can't be this because this happened at that point, and this can't be that because I had this information from that, and then you link it up to something. You see how, like, all over the place it is? But your pattern recognition allows you to put all these things together, use your detective skills to come to a conclusion. So if you try to explain this stuff out loud, people are not going to understand you. And that was a mistake I was making when I first awakened, because you only have yourself to go off of. And when you're speaking, it sounds like it's making sense. But then when you see the other person, they're gonna be looking at you like, are you okay? So once again, when it comes to your discernment and breaking things down, you can't be out there shouting from the rooftops, this is what it is, this is what it is. But with discernment, being a seer, 90% of the time, you're not wrong, you're just early. So even though people might not see what you're talking about right now, eventually this stuff will come to light. And this is my last point too, but I kind of tie into like what I'm saying right now. But number 6 is people will think you're crazy. And you can see this in like celebrities as well, because there are some celebrities that you can respect that are so willing to talk about the truth and let people know what is going on. And what happens to those celebrities, guys? Drop the answers down in the chat. Celebrities that are out there spreading the truth. What does society say about these individuals? Mocked, disappeared, canceled. Some of you guys are saying that one thing, this, I can't say it out loud. But yeah, it's the Matrix pretty much going against them and trying to silence them because they have discernment and they're able to see through what is going on. A lot of celebrities are awakened, guys, but they're not going to say anything because they know what happens to people that says things. Some celebrities are so above that stuff, though, they don't really care. Other celebrities just kind of getting on, they know that they can get canceled very easily. For everyone in the chat, who do you guys think is awakened but is not saying it? Or not even just that, everyone drop the awakened celebrities down in the comments. And the people that's going through the things that we are talking about. I saw a lot of people put Kanye West. Definitely someone that was made out to be crazy. J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, Jim Carrey. Oh yeah, definitely Cat Williams does not care. That's one thing I respect about him. But yeah, there are celebrities out there that are awakened, but there's rules when it comes to this Matrix. And you guys go through the same things when you guys first start this journey as well. Because when you guys awaken from the Matrix, what were they trying to do to you guys? They were trying to make it seem like you were crazy. You didn't know what you were talking about. People were telling other people, I think this person lost their mind. That psychosis word was thrown around a lot. Come to find out, when it comes to people within the Matrix, they have to make you seem like you're crazy, because if they're able to convince other people that you're crazy, it discredits what you're talking about. And that's how genius like the Matrix is, because they don't have to come to you specifically. There's protocols put in place to stop that, to stop you from spreading what you're talking about. And they don't even know that they're doing it. Agent Smith's empty vessels are taken over to allow these things to happen. If you guys want an example for it, you can always look at these streams. People that do streams and talk about the truth, you always just have energy vampires come in here and say, you're crazy, you're in psychosis. Those are like spiritual warfare attacks. And if you're not comfortable or grounded in yourself in the journey, these people are really going to throw you off. And that's what was happening to you guys in the beginning. Because when you guys first awakened, the people that was calling you crazy was the ones that was close to you. People whose opinions you held to a high regard. And that hurt so much, it made you not want to continue this journey. It made you think that you were doing something wrong. If that's what you guys experienced, drop ones in the chat. Remember, it's all by design. And I was like that too. I'm like, yo, I hate this. Look at how far we came, though. We come to the other side. Like, we love having the gift of discernment. In the beginning, I'm going to keep it real. I hated this so much. Because it wasn't like I woke up and told myself, how do I unlock the gift of discernment? This stuff is just thrusted onto a lot of us. And we didn't know how we did this. You start seeing all these different things. You no longer are close with the people that you were once close with. They're calling you crazy. It's like you're speaking a whole different language. I spent like a whole like 2 weeks trying to research how to turn this stuff off. Everyone in the chat, once you awaken, like, is there any way to get rid of the gift of discernment? Is there any way to go back into the matrix? What do you guys think? No's in the chat, no's in the chat. Yeah, once you put those magic glasses on, guys, that is a wrap. And for a long time, I was just kind of like mad about it, just thinking to myself, like, all right. First, I thought I was crazy. I was ready to live my life as a crazy person. But then you start to see that there's other people that are thinking like this, and it makes it like a little bit easier. But yeah, guys, when it comes to like the society propaganda, all that stuff, you're going to be able to see through it. As I was talking about earlier with the whole Matrix thing, when it comes to them trying to distract us with certain things, a lot of these like world events, like trending, I got to be careful on the YouTube side too. But if something is like trending, there's a reason that that information is going out to like everybody. And when you have discernment, you're going to be questioning things that other people are not questioning. And when you guys are questioning things that other people aren't questioning, that's when they start looking at you a lot more. That's when they start trying to put accusations on you. This matrix wants you as like a sheep. It just wants you to follow what they are giving you and to not go against it at all. So when you're that one person that is not doing what the matrix is telling you to do, you will get attacked in some way, some unorthodox way. Like, especially to like a lot of you guys like being to yourselves. You guys are celibate. You're not dating like other people. They will start making you out the issue because you're not doing something that everyone else is doing. Like the whole celibacy thing, if you tell that out to people out there that you're celibate, they're going to think something happened. Are you good? This and that. When in reality, you're just kind of going against the grain. And that's what your discernment is going to do. Having you go against the grain, even when you don't even know that is what is going on. A lot of you guys, you unlock discernment and you probably stop celebrating holidays because you become so hyper aware of like the energy drainage, all these like energy harvesting systems. It's like you can see what they're doing. And in this matrix, if you're someone that says like you're not celebrating holidays, that will give you like the weird looks as well. And I'm not even like on the fence of telling people out there like, oh, just stop celebrating holidays. If that's what you want to do, go and do it. But at the same time, some of us see what they're doing with it. Those holiday days, like the energy in the air just feels weird. People are more tired, more drained. It's just people putting energy like right back into the system. But like I was saying, guys, another way to know you unlock the gift of discernment is people will think you're crazy. And we talked about this a little bit earlier, but I just kind of want to reiterate that you're not supposed to like let other people convince you that what you're learning is wrong. You guys have the discernment to know that like this is the right stuff, but know that you're one of the few people that is thinking this. So a lot of people are going to go against your way of thinking. And that's why I'm saying the things that you think, the things that you know, like it's best to just keep it to yourself. A lot of you guys can't control like who you are around because you still got to operate out there in the matrix. So when it comes to still like being at your job, Esmeralda, thank you. When it comes to still being in your job, being at family events, once you unlock discernment, you kind of have to learn how to like reintegrate yourself back into society. For me, I unlocked discernment. I went mute, like I went non-verbal, like for like a cool 5 to 6 months. Because when I first unlocked discernment, I just wanted to have deep conversations with everybody, and I wasn't knowing that that was just triggering everyone around me. And then I got frustrated. I'm like, why don't no one want to have real conversations? But like when you have this knowledge, you kind of have to like be the bigger person and understand that you have to be empathetic and know not everyone is there. Because when you're able to look at it from their point of view, imagine like you have a friend, you're just chilling with them, and then one day they come up to you, like, we're in the matrix, da 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 da. You would feel the same way. Like, why are you talking about this? What's going on? Da da da. If you guys do want to wake up people, like do plant a seed though. Never underestimate the power of planting a seed. But when it comes to a majority of people, you got to kind of learn how to reintegrate yourselves back into society. And for me, I had to read a book. That's how bad it was. Like I had it really bad. If you guys was just able to make that shift very easily, I commend you guys. But I had to like really study how to like re-interact with humans. The book was like How to Win Friends and Influence People. And now like after reading that book and kind of just like really practicing, I was able to kind of more so blend in. But just as demons can't pretend forever, we can't pretend forever as well. Eventually, we're going to say something that's going to reveal that we're thinking on a whole different way. You're going to say that one thing where people are like, oh, this is a very deep thinker. Like, what? You were thinking like this whole time? There are some rare people, like they'll be cool with it, but still you got to kind of be careful because they still got a program that could turn against you at any moment if they know you are thinking on this type of level. And the people that would think you're crazy and would switch up on you, there's not really like a time limit on like how long you've like known these people. You could have known someone for like 10, 15 years, you awaken, and now they can turn on you because you're no longer really vibrating on that person's level. This kind of even goes with like family members as well. And their ego is always going to have to like protect them in a situation. So I'm pretty sure a lot of people that you guys fell out with, a lot of people probably thought they were in the right, which once again is kind of a heartbreaking thing too, because when you have this wisdom and you have to be the bigger person, you can't even explain to people why some of these things are happening. Sometimes you got to walk away from somebody because you know you no longer vibrate on their level, but you can't explain that to them. And all they will think on their end is, oh, you switched up. Oh, you think you're better than everybody else. And that's like a heartbreaking thing with people because not everyone you fall out with was like this big malicious thing. It's all programs, spirits, demons, and you're able to be on the outside looking in. And once again, wisdom is going to bring sorrow because very few people are going to understand you. You guys start tapping into like your metacognition, where you're like an observer of your thoughts. A majority of humans are kind of experiencing life from like a first person view. You guys, a lot of you guys, where you have your discernment, you're kind of like looking at things from like a bird's eye view. And that's why a lot of you guys can be unbothered in a lot of situations, because when something happens, you're not looking at it from like the same lens as like other people. You're not taking everything as like a personal attack. When you start to have this wisdom and you start tapping into discernment, for some reason you start to become like you have like a PhD in like psychology or something. How many of you guys feel like that? Drop ones in the chat. Never took a psychology class. Never took a class on narcissism, but you just understand humans like on a very deep level. Where if you were to talk to a therapist, you'll probably be like, "What? I think I know more than this person," because you're doing like the inner work, and by understanding yourself, you're gonna allow yourself to like understand like everyone around you, and then that will make your clairsentience. That will take it to a whole nother level because you're gonna be able to understand everybody and understand why they do the things that they do. And that becomes frustrating within itself because you got to be the bigger person. You understand why they did it, but they still did it. And you still got to hold that boundary. Everyone that does something to you, you can just be like, oh, well, you know what? They had that bad childhood. They just went through that. That triggered that and that happened that. Sometimes people will be looking at you like, why aren't you more upset about this? But that's because you understand why people are doing the things that they are doing. Still doesn't make it right. But the frustrating thing about that is when you're able to understand everybody else, there's very few people that's going to understand you. And what people don't understand, they demonize immediately. And that's another thing that's going to make you guys feel like isolated walking this journey, because you're able to walk out there. Whenever someone does something to you, you're like, oh, well, you did that because of that. I get you. I understand you. But then you do something, you guys get no type of leeway out there. Like, even if you don't mean it, you're like, demon, get him. And they try to burn you at the stake. Hey, Birdie, thank you. They don't want to hear your explanation. They don't want to hear anything. They immediately make you like the biggest enemy in the world. And once again, the frustrating part of this journey, you're looking at life from like a bird's eye view. You're understanding everybody, but you get very few people to understand you. Some of you guys are going to get to the point where at first you wanted someone to understand you. Now, because that rarely happens, you kind of graduate where you're not really expecting anyone to understand you, and you become okay with it. But trust me, when you guys meet that one person out there that fully understands you, you're going to be a version of you. Because trust me, guys, as high up as you go, as much as you learn, there's going to be someone out there that's going to think like you. That's why you guys are able to get on social media and see someone talking about your exact experiences. Yeah, guys, but that is the 6 signs to know you unlocked the gift of discernment. For the next kind of like 30 minutes, maybe, I'm going to be answering questions. But thank you guys for popping out to my stream. I know it was a late night, so thank you. Appreciate the gifts. Subscribe to me on YouTube. Follow me on TikTok. One-on-one link in the bio as well. How do you get discernment? The more up your frequency goes, it kind of naturally just happens. It's like a combination of different things. Like passing trials and tribulations, raising up your frequency, meditating, building that relationship with God. Billie Jean, I like your name. Reminds me of Michael Jackson. How old am I? I feel like I'm 76. I feel like I've lived like many lives. Will you ever do meet and greets? Yeah, sometime in the near future. Definitely want to start meeting you guys like in real life. You feel 1,000? Hey, one day I'll make it to your age. You must have a whole lot of wisdom. Do people lose discernment? They don't lose it. It could get like numbed out. But nah, like once you unlock it, there's like no going back. Where are you from? LA. How do you figure out the next step? So when it comes to discernment, your intuitive messages, if you truly trust yourself, like the path is going to illuminate itself. When I got tapped in, it's like you just have a knowing of what to do next. It just kind of comes to you like in your mind and stuff. But you got to take that first step. Like when it comes to praying for things, manifesting, you have to meet it halfway. and that comes with taking action. But a lot of people freeze because of analysis paralysis. And that's like the danger of having discernment and thinking, overthinking, because you think so much, like it stops you. But sometimes you kind of have to learn to turn off your brain and just do. And that's why I encourage everyone in here to fail. Failing is amazing because you learn through your failures, fail forward, and your discernment and your pattern recognition. Every time you fail, you'll be able to break it down of like why you did that. And that's how I was able to study the algorithm to like know like how to drop videos and make them pop and stuff. But you gotta be okay with failing. And a lot of people like that's where they kind of struggle at. You gotta fail to win, exactly. Like no one is like 100% good. Like even like the top professionals, like they fail like every day. Like I mess up every day. Like I'm trying to figure this stuff out just like you guys. You become hyper vigilant, exactly. You stop wanting to watch a lot of TV, same. Unlock discernment. And that's something like I miss doing because that was like a cool way to pass the time. Watching TV, playing video games. I would try to play video games. I'm like, why am I not enjoying this right now? I can watch TV though if it's like an old show, like a rerun, something like I know like I'll enjoy. And if I do watch a show, these days I'm using my discernment to pick apart like the deeper lessons like in it. I don't just watch it for like a surface level anymore. Like I'm watching Snowfall right now though. Like that show has like a lot of good lessons. And that's only because I'm only able to watch it because I watched it when I was unawakened. Yeah, for everyone in there, I think you guys have figured this out for yourselves, but they put the truth like in the movies and TV shows. Like The Matrix is a documentary, and even like kids shows, you'll watch it, it will have the surface level stuff for like the intended audience. But how we talk about planting seeds, that's how like they plant seeds. Because when I awaken, I start thinking about like all the stuff I used to watch. I'm like, oh, they were showing us this whole time. They put the truth in cartoons, exactly. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? I always be saying like how we unmask people. It's like Scooby-Doo. Every time I unmask a narcissist, I just think about it like in a Scooby-Doo way. And it's just like Scooby-Doo. Like that dog does not know what he's doing. Just out there unmasking people. Baby boss. What's up, Doc? I feel like everything is the opposite of what we were taught. Yeah, they lied to us about everything. You will be angry in the beginning. I didn't want to leave my house for a minute. The TikTok side is all the Scooby-Doo stuff. Those meddling kids. Your life path 1? That's cool. I'm a life path 11. Rick and Morty, yeah. Remember, y'all, isolating is not always healthy. We forget that. That's completely true. As people are put here to love and to connect with other people, but you do got to admit that the danger, like we came here to do that. It would be easier if everyone was in the 5D. It's kind of hard when you're like around a lot of people that want to drain you, but there are people like us out there, and we got to take an active step to be able to find them. Many are called, few are chosen, exactly. We want to connect with people, but people just suck. I would basically say people are just kind of stuck in their lower natures. When it comes to people, a lot of us was in their positions. We got to be able to recognize it, though. You can't expect yourselves and other people. if you're doing all the work, you can't really be around people that's not doing the work. Few answers a call as well. Facts. My empathy shows me like I understand why too, because other people they subconsciously know it comes with a lot. Like being awakened and walking this path is not easy, and a lot of people would just rather be in their comfort zone, and I completely get it. Because as like a chosen, awakened light worker, you gotta admit like this stuff is not easy. It's like every day is like a battle. Every day is another grand lesson we gotta figure out. Another betrayal is coming soon down the road. Some like plot twist. So you can kind of understand why people wouldn't want to do it. No one understands you. We're getting jumped. We're fighting for our lives. People still hating on us. It's kind of interesting though. Like I always say, like if our like TV shows, like they gotta have the drama. They gotta have like the. It has to be interesting, and our lives are definitely interesting. Like whenever something happens, I'm like, oh, that's a cool plot twist, or like this is the season finale. Triangulation. You should write a book, Courtney. I'm so honest. I think people. I'm so honest. I think people think I'm lying. I used to feel like that. I'm not gonna lie. When you're like so self-aware, I remember I would go out my way to make people know I'm telling the truth. You just gotta tell yourselves other people aren't seeing what you're seeing. Like other people aren't thinking that deep. And I would have that anxiety when I first unlocked discernment. Like, oh, they probably think I'm lying because this happened, this happened, this happened. They're not thinking like that. And if they were, they would be out this matrix by now. Yeah, nobody cares either. Like, they're not thinking that deep. When you guys are in your head, you just think that everyone is thinking like you. Like, some people don't even have an inner monologue, which is insane. Some people are literally just thinking about a TV show all day, which is not even talking about it like from like a bad perspective. It's just being realistic. You thinking about all the things you are thinking about, other people just aren't thinking that deep. And sometimes them thinking that way is like a positive as well. Because as I said, the analysis paralysis, thinking this way like sometimes can like in like hold you back. Like you gotta like learn how to control it. The gift of discernment can be a curse if you don't know how to use it. Like some people in society, they know how to turn their brains off, and because they learn not to listen to that part, they're very successful people. That's why you see a lot of like less capable people, they're very rich and they're at the top of the food chain because they've learned to kind of like just turn their brains off. And that's why I tell people too, like, even though like I talk about reading books, like that was actually kind of like a bad thing for me at a certain point. Like I was just reading, but I wasn't like doing any action. So I had to like train myself to stop reading and start doing. And that like took me a minute. And now I'm able to have like a healthy balance. Love the tats, appreciate it. Janelle, thank you. Not playing the game is the only way to truly win facts. But like I said too, like you can't avoid the game forever. Eventually, you're gonna find yourself in some type of boss battle with a narcissist where you got to play the game to protect yourselves. Um, yeah, in situations like that, it's best to kind of just walk away and not play it. But sometimes, like you're just forced to play it, especially for people that like they work with these people. They can't just like walk away as easily. And a lot of these people, they have fun playing the game. It's like a sport to them. But whenever you guys have to play, it just feels very weird and authentic. It's just society, though. Hey, but guys, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you guys for being here tonight. Like I said, shoot me a follow. I go live every single night. And I'll be live again tomorrow at 9 p.m. Pacific. Camila, appreciate the rose. But yeah, I will catch you guys later. Peace out.